Hey, these brothers. Man, if it's one thing we have to stop doing in 2025, man, is we have to stop acting like we're going to live forever, man. In 2025, man, before this second half of 2025 begins, right? July 1st. Before July 1st begins, man, we have to stop acting like we're going to live forever. And what I mean by that is, man, it's easy to just fall, or it's easy to just get lost in the sauce of life itself, man. When we get used to just the daily activities and we look up and it's like dang, 2020 here is already, and you look up a couple of years later, 2022, 2023 is here already. Now it's 2025. It seemed like we were just having conversations about 2020, man, and now here it is. Half the decade is already gone, bro. And we're still sitting here talking about what we gonna do, what we gonna create, what trips we gonna take. Like I don't know if y'all see the same world that I see, man, but people are just dying. Like it used to be a point in time, man, where like when we were young, where it only seemed like old people died. If somebody died and they were young, it was just like, whoa, like what happened? And there was a story behind it, some rare illness or some bad car accident. It was rare. But now, man, people of all ages are dying, and it's like it's no longer being said that they were young. People are just leaving at odd times now, man. So all I'm saying is, man, stop assuming. Let's all stop assuming we're going to live to be 100, bro. Because when you look at it, man, this world is really just a glimpse. I believe I said this in the book, man. But whether you live 20 years, whether you live 50 years, whether you live to be 110 years old, it's all just a blip in the grand scheme of eternity. Meaning if, when we think of eternity, like whether you live to be 5 years old or 20 years old or whatever, it really doesn't matter because it's really just a blink, literally not even a blink of an eye, man. So let's just understand that this thing ain't forever, man, and start living. And when I say start living, man, stop putting things off, man. I'm talking directly to you, brother. Stop putting things off. Anything. You've been saying you're gonna start martial arts for 10 years. You've been saying you're gonna take that trip to Dubai for some years. You've been saying you're going to start a YouTube channel for years. You've been saying that, you've been saying that this fine chick that you see at work every day that's been single the whole time, you've been saying that you're going to holler when you get your money right, when you lose a few pounds. Do it now, man. Stop putting it off. Whatever that thing is, man, I got a homegirl, man. When I say homegirl, man, I'm talking about a sister that I went to elementary with. Like, we've always been good friends. We always stay in touch every green moon. And every time I talk to her, up until about 6 or 9 months ago, every time I've talked to her over the last 3 or 4 years, she's always said, yeah, I'm going to Jamaica. She's always said, oh, I want to go to Jamaica and get I don't know what's a name for it, but get one of those mud massages where them Jamaican cats be rubbing them women down with baby oil and mud, I guess. I don't know what that is, man. She been saying she gonna get that. And I'm tired of hearing you say it. I'm tired of hearing you putting it off, man. So I'm saying, man, stop putting things off. And it's easy to put things off, man, because sometimes life will be just lifing. But you gotta understand, man, when death knocks on your door, it could be in 5 minutes from now. It can be in 6 months from now. It can be in 60 years from now. When death knocks on your door, man, I'm 100% sure for a brief moment, everybody's going to be thinking like, did I do everything that I could have done? Did I live life to the fullest? Did I do the damn thing? Did I live, man? Did I push the envelope of life, or did I just sit back and just cruise put life on cruise control and be in the midst of everybody else talking about what they wanted to do? So, man, simply stop putting it off. And I'm gonna tell you this. One way to get out of that phase of procrastination, because all of us have been guilty of saying, I want to do a thing, but look up 6 months, a year, and we still haven't done it. One way to get out of that procrastination mode, man, is to do your research on that thing you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my best friends, man. Shout out to my brother Lane. Very knowledgeable, very intelligent brother, man. Is getting ready to write his first book, and I know it's gonna be epic. You know what I'm saying? Me and that brother had a chop up session the other day, man. We're just talking about the ins and outs of just the writing process. You know what I'm saying? The structure of it. So I'm saying do your research. If you've been putting this trip to Dubai or putting this trip off to go see the pyramids or putting this trip off or whatever, man, do your research. If you want to move to the next city, you're trying to go from Illinois to Milwaukee. Do your research, man. You know what I'm saying? Let the universe know that you're serious, man. If you're talking about you're going to be taking a trip or doing XYZ or starting a channel and you can't speak to it yet, you really aren't serious. You really aren't serious. You have to be able to speak to that thing you're desiring. You have to be able to speak to it. Talk about the ins and outs. Yeah, when I get there, this is where I'm going to be living. This is the neighborhood I'm going to be living in. This is going to be the details of XYZ. This is what I'm going to be doing for a living. Speak to it, man. Do your research on the thing. I remember, and I talked about this before, man, back when I had a vision board, and I found that vision board. I talk about this vision board I had, man, I don't know what year this was I made it. I couldn't find it for all the years I moved, man. I found it during this last move when I was selling stuff off. And, man, it had so many things on there. I remember I had a picture of Dubai. I remember I had a picture of a Hayabusa motorcycle I wanted on there. I had a picture of a white Mercedes on there. And I can remember when I put those on there, it was just like, again, what I was talking about in the last video. It was about me just putting these thoughts of things I wanted to do, things I wanted to achieve, places I wanted to see, and just let me put those things out into the spiritual world and let God handle the rest of it. No, man, I had to do some work. I had to do some research. If it's going to be a part of my vision, I had to know what things I needed to put in my vision. What do flights cost? What do all these things what's going to be required of me? And that's the same thing I told my homegirl. I said, well, what a flight gonna cost over there? How many days you staying over there? How many days? I'm questioning. She was like, I don't know. I said, well, you got to know this if you gonna go. You know what I'm saying? So she over there. I want to say this was 6 months ago, 9 months ago. Hey, this might have been a year and a half. I can't remember. She's over there, man, and she's sending me all these pictures, man. And she sends me this picture of her getting a little mud massage, man. And a part of me was like, dang, like you did a damn thing. And I remember texting her back. I said, you whore. You know what I'm saying? But, all joking and games, man. But I was proud of her, man, because she took that leap and stopped procrastinating on something she had been talking about, for eons, it seemed like. So do your research, man. And then when you think about some of the barriers that are keeping us from achieving the things we want to achieve, man, it really comes down to you prioritizing your happiness, man. It comes down to you prioritizing your happiness. What do you mean, so prioritizing your happiness? See, a lot of us want to do things. A lot of us want to achieve things. A lot of us want to live in different places. A lot of us want to create new businesses and a million other things. But we can't do that because we're taking our creative God energy and using that energy to make sure everybody else is happy with the way we're living. You know what I'm saying? And we do that in spending our money to live in certain places, to buy certain cars, to drive to wear certain clothes. And the fact that now we're acceptable in the eyes of everybody, man. It's like, okay, yeah, like we've made sure everybody was satisfied with the way we move. But now the things that I really desire, I can't even do it anymore. I can't even go to Bahamas. I can't even go to the day parties and have fun because I've spent all my money on making sure everybody is happy with the way I'm moving. I can't even move to Dubai. I can't even get on the cruise with the other singles and have a blast. I can't move to the city I really want to move to because I've spent all my God energy, all my money in making sure everybody else is good. But I'm telling you, man, a lot of the things that you have in your possession are keeping you from moving forward and living your best life. A lot of things you possess, man, are keeping you from living your best life, man. And I'm gonna say this. It could be as simple as you denying that truth. It could be as simple as you saying, you know what? Maybe I don't need a $1,000 a month payment. Maybe I don't need a $500 payment. Maybe I could downsize in my vehicle. You know, maybe I could leave this area of town where I'm spending $3,000 or $4,000 on rent or mortgage and get me a smaller apartment. And maybe that would free me up to travel more. All my partners are going to Japan. All my partners are going to Thailand and South Africa and all these places I would love to go. But this $900 or this $1,300 Escalade payment, I can't really do it. But when I'm turning blocks, everybody's happy. Everybody's happy except me. When I wear the shiny things, when I'm taking pictures inside the big crib, everybody's happy. But this is not what I really want to be doing. Y'all have heard me talk about my brother Cam quite often, man. I mention Cam a lot. And I don't know why Cam, my brother Cam, he's in the power circle. He's from Houston. Cam just burned a hole in my soul a couple of years ago when the brother, very successful man, oil and gas industry guru. Cam just sold his house, sold everything he owned, man, and just downsized to downsized to where he could operate and live on the grid. Wasn't financially. Matter of fact, the brother's bag has increased since then. You know what I'm saying? But he's just like, man, I applaud him because he's like, you know what? I define what my happiness is. Went and bought him a truck, went and bought him a trailer and started doing some traveling. And now he's taking pictures on the beach and all over. It's just a beautiful thing, man, when a person can leave the matrix. You got to understand, to leave the matrix, you got to leave the matrix in your mind first. Everybody talking about, oh, I want to leave the country. I want to do this. I want to escape the matrix. It's like you have to escape. You have to escape the matrix in your mind first, man. You have to escape it in your mind first. And the first way to escape it, man, is escape the reality of everybody else. Escape what everybody else is calling success. Escape what everybody else is calling happiness. Escape what everybody else is calling fulfillment. That's when you're getting ready to crack the code right then, brothers. Oh, you're getting ready to crack the code. And that's a hard thing to do, man, because I believe in order to do that, you really have to subdue or neglect or whatever to the ego. And I understand a lot of people can't do that. I understand a lot of people can't do that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at this brother pass now, man. He riding his motorcycle, got his shirt off, got some sandals on. And he's just riding solo. You know what I'm saying? That could be his happiness. It's a lot of brothers out there, man, that probably say, man, I wish I could just get me a bike and just tour the country, man. It's like, yeah, you could. But you're doing so many other things, man. So you know, I'm gonna leave that at that, man. Because I'll say this, you can always get more things. You know what I'm saying? You can always get more things. You know what I'm saying? Sell the crib, sell the car, sell the clothes, sell the shoes, sell the PlayStation, sell all that stuff and move toward that energy you want to live in. And if something does go wrong, which is going to be rare because you're living in your fulfillment, you can always go back and get another whatever. You can always go back and get a shiny thing, man. But stop living like you're going to live forever, man. And stop living for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? In other words, we have to get to the point where it's normal. We have to get to the point, man, where it's normal for us to take risks. Did I say that right? Risks. We gotta get to the point where it's normal for us to take risk. And when I say take risk, I'm not talking about, oh, I put $150 on crypto type risk. I'm talking about calling plays. I'm talking about this. This is what I'm talking about. By having a desired outcome, whether it's you want to go and take a trip or you want to move to a different city or you want to do whatever, and say, you know what? The time might not be optimal right now. Like everything, like all the ducks might not be aligned. But I'm about to jump anyway. Because to be honest, man, it's very rare that all ducks aligned. It's kind of like when you want to have a child, right? and I'm going back in history, man, back when my son was born. Like back then when I was married, me and my wife, we always talked about, when we talked about having a child, when that conversation came up, it's like there's never a perfect opportunity to have a child. Like you'll never have enough money saved up. You'll never be in the right. It's always going to be a scenario where you're going to say, you know what? I just wish the ducks were more aligned. It's like that with everything, man. It's like that with every single thing. That trip you want to take, it ain't never going to be the exact money in the bank you want to take. But sometimes you got to just say, you know what? I'm going anyway. I'm going anyway. Yeah, the money might be. I'm going anyway. And I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just saying sometimes you got to push the envelope. Because think about this. Think about when everything is going smooth, all your money seems to be cool, but that transmission in your car goes out. You have 4 flat tires, or you got, your AC went out, and you got to put somebody to repair that, or this unexpected bill came in, or now you got to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you didn't see that coming. But about another 30 days, after about 3 or 4 months, everything recalibrates. Think about back when you lost your job and you was like, oh, it's over, man. Like I'm done for. You know what I'm saying? Things recalibrate, and the reason things recalibrate is because that's what your truth is. And I ain't finna go down that road, but you got to understand. You got to understand. You can't fall too much below your truth or go above your truth. And this is not a video about truth, but that's just to let you know how strong your truth is. When that trainee goes out, man, and you like, oh snap, the world is over. But in a few more months, things are back right. You like, dang it, I didn't make any more money, but things just kind of leveled out. It's because your truth brought it back there. You know what I'm saying? So again, reformulate, redefine what your truth is, increase your level, and push the envelope, man. Live life. Trust the process of creation. All of that conversation, man. All I'm saying, man, is don't live life. Don't live life and get to the point where you aren't able to really live it anymore, and you realize that you haven't even lived. Don't live life and realize that, hey, you know what, man? I've always wanted to jump out of a plane. I've always wanted to, see what marriage was like. I've always wanted to take a trip to this city or this country. I've always wanted to see what this thing was like. Like, man, like the reason those ideas cross our minds, in my opinion, is because we're supposed to be experiencing those things. If you can think it, you're supposed to be pushing the envelope trying to experience it, brothers. Right? I'm gonna cut this video short, man. Last few videos I've had, man, I can sit here and talk 30, 40 minutes easy. And I know it's Friday evening. Everybody probably get ready to go out to the juke joint, party, have drinks, and do whatever we do, man. But all I'm gonna ask, man, is at some point throughout this weekend, sit still for 5 minutes, man, and say, you know what? If I knew that I only had a year left to live, if I knew that I only had 3 years, 36 months on this planet, if I knew that I only had 6 to 8 weeks left on this planet, how would I be moving? In other words, how would I be moving if I knew that tomorrow wasn't guaranteed? How would I be moving if I'm eating healthy, and yeah, I'm exercising, and yeah, I'm paying my tithes. I'm going to be here until I'm 100 years old, right? And a lot of us move in that energy, man. But all I'm saying is, stop acting like you're going to live forever, brothers.